I don't know if you remember one instance when Jollibee they ran out of Chicken Joy. I don't
Oh,
know
I
if you
think I
remember
remember
that.
that.
There's no stock.
Yeah.
You cannot order Chicken Joy because they replaced their ERP. So during the transition, their inventory levels of chickens were affected. So
Yeah.
because they are not efficiently managing the inventory of chicken. So what does that mean? So that means that you got a lot of lost sales.
This episode is brought to you by Accounting Starter Digital Course for Small Businesses. It's a 7-module self-paced course that teaches you the basics of accounting, and it comes with a free access to our accounting and payroll software. Check it out at accountingcourseph.com. Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of our podcast. Today we will be talking about digital transformation and operations. So without further ado, let's get started.
Welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy. My name is Dennis Hilario and I'm here to help you in your digital transformation journey. Let the show begin. Hello, so welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy podcast. My name is Dennis Hilario and I give you my best thoughts and tips about digital transformation, productivity, and innovation. So with me is Fiona. So, hey Fiona, how are you?
Guys, I'm doing good. I'm currently on my academic break in school.
That's good.
So,
When did
yeah.
it start?
November 2, and it's only until tomorrow.
Until
So
tomorrow,
on
Friday.
Monday.
Oh, so you'll
Back.
be resuming on Monday.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, just an update. I believe you are looking for your own place.
Yeah, before this, I was just out looking for a new place to live
Yeah.
in.
You get
And it's pretty fun.
you're about to get emancipated.
Emancipated. What's the term?
Yeah,
But yeah.
college life, I think. Yeah, I think when I started moving out from my house back in
How
Lucena,
old?
I was like
You younger than me?
15. I was
15.
15, yeah, when I started
Great.
college. So it's going to be a very different experience since you'll be alone
Yeah, new
most of the
season for
time.
me.
So you'll learn how to do house chores and whatnot.
Yep.
So good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so let's dive right to the topic. So the topic today is all about digital transformation, about operations
Mhm.
and order fulfillment, basically. Kasi di ba we talk about marketing, we talk about HR, we talk about sales. So of course, after sales, so what do? So we deliver the goods to your customers, di ba?
Mm.
So we make sure that the products that they ordered are available on time and
Yeah.
shall be delivered on time. So, well, basically, it's all about efficiency and customer satisfaction. So once the customer books the order, so one of the primary reasons why it is important to transform your order fulfillment, warehouse management, and all that digitally is to have efficiency. So when
Yeah.
the operations of a business are made digital, so it becomes possible to fulfill the orders of your customers effectively and efficiently. Kasi customers have options hindi lang naman ikaw. So when your operations are, not efficient enough, then obviously they'll go elsewhere, di ba?
Yeah.
So to get the orders on time, so unless you are like the only business that offers that kind of service or product, then walang problema, di ba? So
Yeah.
again, both efficiency, customer satisfaction are linked in the ways that help your business. So when digital transformation of an operation is done efficiently, then the customer orders are being met like promptly. Customers are bound to be satisfied, diba?
Right.
With the products or service that they're getting. So let's talk about the major tools or software that you can use to digitalize your operations. No? There's a term called Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP. So that's like an enterprise-wide of computer application from sales, order fulfillment, warehouse management, procurement. So it's like the whole 9 yards of a tool for your business, di ba? Mga major players dyan is, of course, us sa Philippines. No? We have Hillsoft. Pero yung known globally is SAP. I don't know if you've heard that. As a German company, we also have NetSuite. So
Yeah.
NetSuite is also an ERP. Oracle, of course, Microsoft has their own ERP for businesses. They call it Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics. No?
Mhm.
So yun yung mga popular options. No? And of course, there are a lot of local players who are trying to get in the market. No?
Yeah. Would you say ERP is saturated in the market?
Hindi naman, because a lot of small to medium companies, medium-sized companies, hindi masyado natatouch siya ng SAP, no. They are trying to, but I believe they are still more expensive, than the local players like us.
Is it a product that's difficult to develop, you'd say?
Yes, because it's a robust application. It's not like a typical financial application that you just manage your cash in and cash out.
Yeah.
Ito kasi it comprises of accounts receivables, accounts payables, warehouse management, madami. And different companies or different industries, they have different ways of fulfilling the order of the customers. Diba?
Okay.
There are unique ways pa nga eh. So, kaya nagkakaroon ng mga customizations because the ones that are available in the market of the shelf, hindi supported yung mga unique processes na yon. So, actually, that's where the local players come in because they can customize like us, di ba? At the same time, yung imported applications like Microsoft, SAP, etc., they are really, really expensive in terms of licenses, plus the implementation on the customizations, the training to your to the end users, etc. No?
Yeah.
So, but just like any other business unit, yung business process flow is the key in automating operations. Lagi natin pinag-uusapan yan, di ba? So even in sales, there's a business process flow. In marketing, there should be a process. HR, there should be a process.
Right.
But what I'm gonna do now in this episode is that I'm going to iterate some features that you might need in sourcing for an ERP system. Siguro let's start with order fulfillment. Yung order fulfillment kasi if you are a product company, not service, kasi there's a difference between product and service, di ba? Product kasi is a tangible thing that you provide to your customers. Unlike service, it's like cleaning services, repair services. It's not really a tangible thing, di ba? It requires a person to do something for a customer. Ayun. So for a product company, again, that's what you call order fulfillment. So the following features are, I think, mostly hinahanap ng a typical business for an ERP product. Number one is yung sales order management. Kasi when the customer books an order, the normal process is the company should book that order and record it. So ano ba nire-record doon? Who's the customer? What are the products that they order? What is the delivery target date, etc. So those things are important, that should be supported by the ERP system. Meron tinatawag na credit limit management. Ibig sabihin, if you are a regular customer, pero if you have outstanding payment to the company, then there should be a certain limit that we will not fulfill the order if you still have this outstanding payment or receivables. No?
So is this feature supposed to automate everything?
Yes. Well, number one is organizing the sales, the orders of the customer. So yun yung sales order management. Then ang mga challenges then is that there are scenarios like in one sales order there are multiple deliveries. Kasi for example, if the product is not yet available but you deliver in tranches, di ba? Or partial. So the ERP should support that, multiple deliveries in one sales order. And then, like for example, if you have multiple deliveries, but the invoice that you issue to your customer is just consolidated, di ba?
Yeah.
Some solutions kasi they don't support those features, no. Like multiple sales invoices then per sales order, yun. Then we have purchase order management kasi syempre if the customer books an order, dapat meron kang stocks,
Right.
diba? So that certain aspect of logistics, inventory management naman yun. Now you just have to make sure that the stocks are available. So how would you make sure that the stocks are available? Meron tinatawag na reorder point or merong trigger dun sa system that you have to replenish your stocks because like for example in a fast moving season, yung peak season, if there's like for example every bare months, especially in December, it's a peak season for products, diba? Because people are doing shopping, etc. So dapat your stocks in your inventory should be higher in level than in lean season, diba? I don't know if you remember one instance when Jollibee replaced their ERP system from Oracle yata to SAP, and they ran out of Chicken Joy. Diba? I don't know if
think
you
I remember that.
na there's no stock. You cannot order Chicken Joy because they replaced their ERP. So during the transition, their inventory levels of chickens were affected. So because they are not efficiently managing the inventory of chicken. So what does that mean? So that means that you got a lot of lost sales. Sayang kasi at that stage or at that point, many people opted for KFC instead of Jollibee or McDonald's instead of Jollibee because they can't find Chicken Joy from Jollibee. That's how important inventory management is. And of course, meron din tinatawag na purchase order management. So how would you control your purchasing? Kasi hindi rin okay na you have so much stocks. It should be like in a balanced stock level. Kasi pag so much stocks naman, you'll have mas malaki yung payables mo. You have higher utang to your suppliers, diba?
Right.
The problem there is that what if you're not able or you're not able to sell those stocks on time?
What's a way to measure like a good number of stock level?
The common strategy in doing it is that you have to keep stocks based on the past history of sales for a particular period. For example, last year December you got 1,000 orders. Diba? So the next year you should anticipate that you also have about 1,000 orders of so you keep 1,000 stocks or probably you put some buffer as well, diba? So there are actually formula to set your stock level. Yun medyo detalye na yun and technical in a good ERP system, if there's like an automatic computation of the stocks or the stock level called reorder point, diba, or stock level, then that's a good feature of an ERP system. Or sometimes mayroon nun pero some people are not utilizing it. No. So that's one. I think that's a major feature of an ERP system, diba? Management of reorder point based on consumption. If you're a manufacturing company, ganun din. The stock level of your raw materials that you use to produce your finished goods or your product, diba? Kasi diba some business naman they don't do a buy and sell. They produce the finished product themselves, diba? For example, a restaurant like Jollibee, diba? So they have to have flour, they have to have chickens, etc. to build the product. So otherwise, if they run out of one or two raw materials, then they won't be able to satisfy the order fulfillment, diba?
Yeah.
So leading to that, yung tinatawag naman na job order management for manufacturing. Yeah. Yung job order management naman is, for example, if you are producing customized window blinds, that's like our business in the family, di ba? So if you are producing that, then there should be a way to manage what you call bill of materials, or what are the materials that you use to produce these goods. Diba? Ganun din. So, it's also related to that. Yan. So, tracking of material issuances per job order, tracking of labor and overhead, tracking of finished goods, production report based on the customer order, and then, of course, the cost of goods sold and automatic landed cost computation if you are importing products from other countries. Yan. So medyo malawak siya, medyo broad. If you're going to discuss that in detail, maybe in a future episode, we can discuss that. But
again, it's very technical. It's more of logistics.
Yes. Yun yung key features of a typical ERP system. Diba? Of course, there's also warehouse management. Yun naman pagmamanage of the inventory naman, some specifications like size, like weight of of your products, making sure that it fits your warehouse, diba? There's also integration of barcodes, diba? Yung mga products normally may barcode yan eh. So ano bang what is the benefit of a barcode? So barcode kasi the major benefit is control. So and at the same time you reduce errors. So instead of counting what you deliver to the customer, you just scan it. So the system automatically knows how much were delivered to the customer instead of counting it manually. So that's the benefit of the barcode.
Yeah, so the numbers in this, is it being updated? How often does it get updated on average?
Which one?
Like the numbers when it comes to inventory or orders fulfilled, stuff like that.
Actually, ideally it's real time. So every time you buy something and you receive the products or the raw materials from your supplier, automatically
should be automatic na yan.
The inventory level is updated. So at any given time, if I ask as a manager how much is my stock level of this product, then easily you can inquire that from the ERP system. Diba?
Alright, okay.
Kasi every time you do the handling of inventory, inbound or outbound transfers, it should be recorded. It should be encoded in the system. So that's where the automatic balance update of the inventory happen.
Right.
There is also a feature wherein if you have a warehouse and you have racking systems, if you're keeping frozen goods, di ba? May mga chiller yan. May mga, if you have a big warehouse, chiller number 1, chiller number 2, freezer number 1, freezer number 2. Of course, you would want also to know which location is available to keep this batch of inventory. Di ba?
Yes.
Yun. So, yun yung mga additional feature of an inventory system or warehouse management system, the tracking of locations. And then again, the barcode capturing of, kasi di ba, as you move the inventory, you are recording it, correct? Diba?
Yeah.
So the system computes for the balance. But there's what you call physical count. So at every period, normally every month, you do a random count. For example, in your freezer 1, how much is really the ending balance of this particular stocks?
Why is there a need for a physical count?
It's actually like an audit or control procedure wherein you are validating if the numbers in your system is really the physical balance, diba? Kasi it's only a virtual number. Eh.
Yeah.
But in reality, is it really that number? So why?
Also, there's times where it's not fully accurate. What the system
actually,
counts.
It's normal that it's not fully accurate. What are the possible reasons? One is may nabasag and you didn't account for it. Diba?
Right.
So for example, for lack of an example, may nagnakaw. di ba? So, it happens eh. Meron din tinatawag na hindi siya na-encode. Pumasok siya sa inventory mo, pero you were not able to encode in the system. So, magkaiba na yan. There's a variance. That's what you call tolerable variance. Kasi, again, it's normal. Pero, like, for example, a variance of 5%, 10%, okay lang yan, tolerable. Pero pag medyo material na yung difference or the variance, then that's where a full detailed audit happens. And there should be an accountable person for that, which is the inventory manager. Something like that. So we have been talking about order fulfillment, diba? So, and inventory management, warehouse management. Meron namang yung type of business naman na service, ang tinatawag naman natin doon parang project management na process. Like for example, construction, di ba? Construction business kasi it's a project-based delivery. O kaya, for example, nabanggit natin yung business natin kanina na window blinds installation. And there's a product but there's also a service part of it, which is the installation part. O kaya in our business, in software business, if a customer asks me to develop something, then it's a service fulfillment / project management process naman, di ba? So yun, there are also ways to automate those. Ang one key feature that you'll need if you are in that business is support for project tracking of project milestones, and project tasks, no? And then in the end, tracking of progress billing. Yung progress billing kasi is that, di ba, may 50% down payment. If you do this certain milestone, there's another 10% until you finish 100% of the project, no? So, ang tawag doon progress billing. Of course, in project management, you also have to monitor the budget, yung budget assignment and monitoring, because baka naman the project amount kasi is less than the actual cost yung nagastos mo, di ba? So you also have to protect the profitability of the project, di ba? So that's one feature of a project management system, no? So up to the completion of the project, integration in billing and collection.
Right.
And then lastly, after the sales, 'di ba? Yun nga, order fulfillment and service fulfillment. Meron naman tinatawag na post-sales, after-sales support.
What's that?
So, parang yun yung continuous
follow
service
through.
or service. Like for example, if you buy a car, 'di ba? That's what you call preventive maintenance. That you have to do a change oil every 3 months or every 6 months. Meron namang maintenance agreement na for example, like again in our case sa software, if you deliver the software, there's what you call annual maintenance, so that if they have issues, they can always ask us. They can always ask for support and help from us, di ba? So yung mga systems naman na ginagamit dyan for help desk, yung mga commonly used is Freshdesk. That's actually the one we are using. We also have Zendesk, Zoho Desk yata yun, ano. So yun naman, the features that you'll need is of course the agent management. Commonly yung mga call centers, kasi they are servicing clients from around the world, ano. So may mga agent management who does the support. May ticketing system who manage the tickets. The tickets are equivalent to issues that the customers are experiencing. You make sure that every issue are resolved or ma-troubleshoot ng company. Then there's what you call service level agreement. No, na for example, if you as a customer issues a ticket or a problem or as a question, depending on the severity, the company has to respond in 2 hours. They have to resolve in 8 hours. Otherwise, there should be a rebate or something like that. Ang tawag naman doon is service level agreement, or in short, SLA.
Okay.
Then, lastly, meron ding like for example, if you are managing field personnel,
Mm-hmm.
for example, your product is massage home service. So if you have a way to automate it, yung field personnel scheduling and tracking, there's also a system or software for that.
Okay.
To make sure na one benefit done is that you know that your staff is already there at the customer premises. They are on time and they are
Yeah.
or they have finished the job already. So
Right.
remotely, even you are in your headquarters or at your home as a business owner, then you'll be able to track those. I think no, not I think, but Fresh Desk has that feature wherein you can manage field personnel. So the field personnel has a mobile app from Fresh Desk that they can tag that they are already there, and then if they already have completed the job. No. Oh, yun. So basically, those are the basic list of features and software products that you can use in the digital transformation of your operations and order fulfillment. It is important to note lang that those steps or systems should be carefully screened, diba? To make sure that it fits your operation per module or per aspect in business that you want to automate. Kasi again, maraming off-the-shelf systems are not really that robust din. And you also have to customize. And you have to also have to balance out what are the must-haves and what are the just, a fancy feature lang ng system.
Yeah.
Yun. So, you have any questions so far?
In a very technical, since it's a very technical aspect of the business, what's a value that they should carry so that businesses could always be on their toes when it comes to logistics and operations?
Again, I always say this, your business workflow should be really concrete, if possible, documented. The work instructions are documented. When you say work instructions, if you are the receiving clerk, diba? When you say receiving clerk, every time the supplier deliver the goods, syempre there's a receiving person who will receive that, diba? So there should be a work instructions. Now, if you are the receiving clerk, what is the standard operating procedure when you receive the goods? Of course, you do quality check. You have to there's like a list of things that you should do, for you to perform your job well. So those things are really important. Again, it doesn't matter what system you are using, but the process itself should be well defined.
That's it.
When you opt to automate your business process.
Right. That's good. Like siguro thinking about the people side more, like when you onboard someone new, is there like a separate process for like training them when it comes to the operations in the business?
Yes, actually this initially when you onboard an employee, that's the job of the HR is to
like on the specific
one of the jobs or the functions of HR is to have a list of the skill set that you need. You need to for each individual person to execute their jobs efficiently. Now, of course, you have the list, skill set, and then these are your existing resources. Diba? So you have to match the required skill sets versus to what we have.
Yeah.
Now, if there are missing items there, the skill sets that you don't have a manpower for this particular skill set, you can either train someone who are really existing already in your resources, or that's the time, or that's a trigger for HR to hire someone. Diba? So it's actually a collaboration between the HR and the department head. So parang ganon.
Right. Another question I have in mind is this is more of the ERP itself. Obviously there are, or yeah, if ever there are ERPs that are poor quality, how does it affect, like in general, the operations of a business?
Um, Actually, that's a good question. So I think the first thing that we have to look at here is that how do you define a poor quality
Yeah, exactly.
ERP? Normally, when the ERP is somewhat new,
Mm,
newly developed, okay, kasi there's one aspect of bugs in the system,
yeah.
di ba? So, and it goes hand in hand with the team who develops the system, di
Mm-hmm.
ba? The bugs are like, I think most or all software,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as bug-free system, di ba? So,
Mm-hmm.
one key component para maging successful or maging magandang quality ng ERP system mo is who's the person in charge in terms of the architecture of the ERP system. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
Yung kasing features, ano yan, madali yan eh. It's more of, especially if you customize something, di ba? If
Mm,
the person or the software developer who's customizing the ERP system
yeah.
is somewhat not new, no, not new, but somewhat fresh in their job. So, most
Right.
likely, bugs will happen. Ano?
Mm-hmm.
Pero, ang another benchmark kasi in looking at an ERP system is the maturity, the tenure of the ERP system in the market. Of
Yeah.
course, if it's just 1 year in the market or 2 years in the market, I can confidently say na it has a lot of issues
Yeah.
or it's not robust enough to be used by the horizontal market or the different industries, di ba? Actually, that's our major challenge when we were starting because the features of our ERP system is not that robust. So every time we try to sell to somebody, then they compare it with someone mature. No? But right now, I'm confident enough na with the 20 years of the availability of our product,
Yeah.
then it's really mature, to implement. But the actually ano yan it's collaboration between the client and
Right.
the vendor. So pwede kasing mature na yung product mo pero the chemistry between the vendor and the customer is not good.
Yeah.
Maybe the customer has a lot of demands or the person project manager assigned to the customer is not that competent. So even companies like SAP or Microsoft, they have a lot of failed implementations
Yeah.
because of that aspect, the people aspect.
Mm,
So there are
right.
ways. I've learned a lot from our experience in the past 20 years, no, on how to implement the an ERP system, how to be accountable in the implementation of ERP system, both sides, from the vendor and from the customer. Yon.
Yeah.
So anything else?
I think that's all my questions for now. I think these are really great tips for businesses who need more efficiency, especially with their operations and logistics. Because there's a lot of businesses who's very strong when it comes to the people side and marketing and everything like that. But then when it comes to the actual, like operations and fulfilling the orders, that's some businesses get flunky on that. So I think explaining ERP and its features can be helpful for those businesses looking, especially the new ones. So yeah.
Right. Then siguro lastly, yung one tip is that you don't have to really do all the modules of an ERP all at the same time. You can try to do it one step at a time, one particular aspect at a time. You can start automating inventory muna, no, or
Yeah.
sales muna, and then you do it gradually. So that's
Yeah.
one way of doing it. Kaya maganda ring feature for a vendor na they can only activate one aspect or the purchasing side lang muna, di ba? Something
Right.
like that. To ensure na gradual. Kasi people are also overwhelmed with
Mm.
things if they implement something across the board at one shot, di ba?
Yeah. Right. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone who tuned in to our episode. This was such a great discussion about digital transformation in operations. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. You can comment down below as well the things that you have learned from this episode. And yeah, if it's your first time tuning in, welcome again, and stay tuned for our future episodes in the next coming weeks. If it's your first time, don't forget to subscribe wherever platform you're consuming this from. We'd love to have you here and really tune in to our next coming episodes. And so yeah, anything else?
Yeah, feel free to comment also down below if you have questions or if you have suggestions. So, if you haven't seen our previous episodes, try listening or watching that. We discussed about HR, ERP in general. What else? Digital marketing, sales, etc. So we are also actually about to wrap up the digital transformation or business process automation side. In our next episode, we're gonna be discussing naman the back office side and accounting. Meron na tayong mga initial episodes before about accounting, but just to follow through with business process automation, we're gonna do a new episode for that. Yes, just stay tuned.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on our next episode.
Yeah, DX Your Life in Business. Have a great day.